Good day everyone, this is Alvin again from the Philippines and welcome to my final prediction for Ms. Earth 2020. Well, this is it, my final prediction for Miss Earth 2020. And let me just say that my final prediction is purely based on the three important preliminary events of the competition, which is the beauty of face, figure and form, and the intelligence round. So this is the overall compilation and whom I think did best in all the three categories. And let me just say that I loved the batch last year, but this year is amazing. I love this batch even more because it feels like this virtual competition allowed us to know more about the ladies, and it allowed me to connect to a lot of these ladies, and I'm really happy. And you may be getting the same comments in some of the ladies because, to be honest, I have like 10 ladies whom I think could potentially pull the victory in Miss Earth 2020. So let's go ahead and talk about it because I believe this is going to be a long discussion. So here's my top 20. I'm still not sure what's the format, but I think they will be following the same format as last year, top 20. So starting with my number 20, United Kingdom, Ella Baker Roberts. For the European region, I think UK could potentially pull a spot from that group. Her intelligence round is the biggest reason and why she is on this list. She was the last candidate to be interviewed on that region, and I am sure everyone who watched the entire interview was happy with her overall performance in that round. She's very smart and intelligent. Her figure and form and beauty of face may not be on the top of my list, but I think it's not far off, which is why I believe pulling a placement is possible for her. Number 19, Portugal, Ivana Rohashko. Portugal generally has been consistently strong in the recent editions of Miss Earth, and I believe with how Ivana has showed her performances, I am positive that continuing the placement for her country is very possible. I fell in love with her during the interview round because she's got so much personality, and I believe the judges would appreciate that. Number 18, Denmark, Mikaela Rubinstein. Mikaela is super stunning and I believe she deserves to get a placement. I am not a huge fan of her walk, but her figure was superb on the figure and form. One thing that I also acknowledge about her is that she's got a strong advocacy towards the environment and even including domestic abuse. Her intelligence round was also strong, and I believe this is also her strongest point. Number 17, Poland, Sabina Poltavska. Sabina is a silent threat in the competition, although I don't see her as a top 10 material, but I can see her as someone who could potentially continue Poland's placement in the pageant, and I believe that she will deliver in the finals. I will be very happy to see her go far, to be honest. She looked beautiful, she was one of the best in figure and form, and even during the intelligence, she can deliver. Number 16, Belarus, Maria Rezniuk, Maria is one of the one of the strong speakers of this batch, and that's one thing that amazed me. However, in the finale, Swims at the Evening on performances were the first round of selection, and I am not 100% confident based on the performance that I have seen from her, but right now I am confident that she will be in the top 20, but I am unsure if she can go as far as top 10. One thing is sure though, once she enters the top 10 and joins that interview and speaking round, she is going to be a potential threat in those rounds. Number 15, South Africa, Lungo Katete, one of my sentimental favorites to do very well. She's very sweet, and her intelligence round performance was definitely one of the best, and that performance alone is already enough to give her a placement. However, she delivered in other two rounds of the preliminaries, which also helps increase her chances even more of doing very well in the competition and getting that placement in the finals. And hopefully they will, because last year they deserved a placement but they were ignored. Hopefully this is their year to get back in the semifinals. Number 14, Canada, Glorin Guelos, and I feel like this is a bit low, to be honest. I have a feeling that if there's someone who could potentially pull a surprise, I have a feeling that it would be Canada. I I still think that other ladies are better choices based on my personal perspective, but we cannot ignore that Lauren has delivered strong performances in all rounds of the preliminaries. She's got a superb figure, stunning face, and she spoke very well during the intelligence round. Do not be shocked if she could go far as top 10 or even surprisingly clinch one of the elemental crowns. Number 13, Chile. Macarena Quinteros. Macarena truly emerged as one of the competitive candidates this year. Another candidate whom I think could potentially take home to one of the elemental crowns if she delivers. If she delivers in the finale. I always love that sense of confidence in her. During the intelligence round, she was great, but I'm not sure if it's just me, but I didn't really connect with her that much, although I have to acknowledge her strong answers and great advocacy. Number 12, Puerto Rico. Cristal Badillo. She is in a defense mode right now because she is battling to defend the crown for a back-to-back victory. Beauty-wise, I believe she's one of the most stunning candidates this year, and her beauty alone is an enough reason on why a potential back-to-back would be very possible. Right now, I think the competition is very strong, and I feel like it would be a tough battle for her to pull that back-to-back, although I am doing my best to be very optimistic that I believe she could also have the chance to deliver and get that back-to-back win. Number 11, Russia. Yulia Deryagina. Once again, Russia is coming strong in the finale. Super beautiful candidate, and her figure and form performance was one of the best ones, and she was able to showcase how amazing her figure is. During the interview, she's also very smart, and have mentioned it before that she has impressed me in interviews, and that's one thing that's good about her. And her interpreter as well can express and translate her answer very strongly. And as for her, she delivers her answers very calmly and confidently, and that is amazing. Right now, before I proceed to my final 10, let me just say that these 10 ladies that are in my top 10 belongs to my winners circle, which means I have to rank all of them. However, I believe that any of these 10 could potentially pull a surprise and satisfying victory. So let's begin with my number 10, Australia. Brittany Dixon. She was naturally beautiful during the face and poise. Her performance in the figure and form was one of the good ones, but based on the walk that I have seen, that's one thing that I wanted her to work on. But figure-wise and styling-wise, she looked amazing. For the intelligence round, her personal story of surviving cancer, connecting with nature, and how she spoke about her determination in working towards the protection of the environment was phenomenal. Personally, I think her overall performance could be in and out of the top 4 based on how other competitors level up their competition, but sentimentally, I think she would be a great choice and an inspiring choice to take home one of the elemental crowns. Number 9, Myanmar. Amara Shunele. She is definitely the biggest surprise of the competition, who just transformed into a frontrunner. Her hype, I believe, truly rose when she performed during the figure and form, where she flaunts her figure and became as one of the best performers on that round. Also, one thing that I have to commend about Amara is that during interviews, she's always well styled, and this only shows that this is the kind of candidate that is taking the competition very seriously. Also, she may not speak English, but she chose an excellent interpreter, which is a very good decision. Could Myanmar finally take home and win? Well, I will not be surprised if they do. Number 8, Argentina. Estrella Danieri. Estrella is one of the stunning candidates competing this year. She's super beautiful during the face and poise, and her figure and form performance was also great. But I wish she has given us some more impact on that round, but I think she's still one of the good ones. For the intelligence round, I was okay with her performance, but her interpreter speaks a bit lifeless, and it is affecting the overall performance of her at that round. Good thing Australia was able to maintain her calmness and energetic aura when answering the question. Having said that, I feel like Argentina deserves the place and deserves to go far too, but she needs to level up her entire performances if she wanted to get one of those elemental crowns. Number 7, India. Tanvi Carote. This year, I am confident that her performances are strong enough to get a placement. But if I am being honest, I am still nervous that they might ignore her again, which I really hope will not happen. She is just an adorable, beautiful, and hardworking contender who delivered in all rounds of the preliminaries. When she was asked about what we haven't achieved yet as women, wow, her answer blew me away. I mean, her work towards solar energy as well, and even in the way she presents herself, pageant-wise, was just commendable. I say India deserves a placement this time, and not only a placement, but a potential elemental crown too. Number 6, Nigeria. Gwen Ifeanyize. Gwen is my African goddess in this competition, and she has always been one of my favorites for the title. This woman nailed it in all rounds of the competition. Her figure and poise for performances, I loved it. She nailed that round like a boss. I mean, her walk, her figure, and the way she carried herself made me clap for her. For her intelligence round, I am sad that she encountered technical difficulties, but I seriously hope it won't affect her placement, because just based on the responses where there's no technical errors, I believe she did very, very well. Number 5, Thailand. Nampech Tiapar. I am just loving Nampech very, very much, and she is the very first candidate to compete in Miss Earth for the second time. I have already said it before that her top 20 placement last year was a bit low for her quality and for someone like her who is very supportive of the organization and the advocacy of Miss Earth and has lived her life working on her advocacy in recycling plastics and creating new materials such as clothes and bags are just unbelievably amazing. Right now, I am hoping to see her go far, and hopefully she will place much, much higher than what she got last year. If she wins, I won't mind at all. Now let's go to my elemental crown winners. Starting with my Miss Earth Fire, the Netherlands. Tessa Leconje. I am just in love with Tessa. I am not sure how she would do it, but I am dying to see her in the final 4. She released one of the most beautiful photos in the pageant. She's got one of the best personalities. She's beautiful, and most importantly, she ticked all the boxes when it comes to her preliminary performances. I think it is time for the Netherlands to take home an elemental crown. Miss Earth Water, the Philippines. Roxanne Allison Bayans. Of all the representatives of Philippines in Miss Earth starting 2000, Roxanne is probably the candidate that I have been rooting the most, because I can see her as a great winner. And if ever she wins, I think she will be one of the most beautiful Miss Earth winner ever. I also think that she has proved herself worthy if ever she wins, because she's always one of the strongest competitor in all rounds. My Miss Earth Air is Venezuela. Stephanie Drake. Venezuela is indeed Venezuela. I am still unsure on what happened last year with Michelle Roxana, but this time I am sure that Stephanie deserves the place, and I cannot accept any excuses that she will not make it. She has been one of the top contenders in all rounds of the competition, and even in the preliminaries, which are very, very important. Her beauty of face, wow, she still looked beautiful even without makeup. Her figure and form, unbelievable. One of the best bodies that I have seen in this round in the history of Miss Earth pageant. And most importantly, her intelligence round, wow, wow, wow. That's all I have to say. I am glad that she could speak English very well, and I am glad that she is connecting her answer personally to her and to herself being a lawyer. What a beautiful and solid performances in all rounds. Hands down, if Venezuela wins this year, it would be a deserving and satisfying win. But as of the moment, my Miss Earth 2020 is the United States. Lindsay Coffey, being a strong frontrunner prior to the competition, during the competition, and in all rounds of the competition, I believe Lindsay has proven that she is a worthy candidate to take home the first Miss Earth crown for the United States. She is just phenomenal in all ways. I mean, she's really beautiful, she's got a great figure, and most importantly, she has been very, very consistent and very strong, and has proven why she deserves to be considered as a front runner. I mean, she never faded. She may fall down in some rounds, but she can always recover and make sure that, and constantly remind us that, hey, I am the front runner. Her interviews, mind-blowing. She's just super confident and can express herself freely and intelligently. Right now, I would say a sure contender for the Miss Earth title. Whew, that was a long prediction, but as of the moment, this is my final prediction for Miss Earth 2020. The finals is on the 29th. I know it's still more or less than 2 weeks, but the preliminaries are done, so I just base it everything on that preliminaries. But then again, is what I always say, regardless on what I have in my prediction on the final result, as long as the winner is a deserving winner, I'm okay with that. But right now, I would love to know your choices. I would love to know your thoughts about my prediction, and I would love to know your 4 elemental crown holders as well. Don't forget to leave your comments below. Don't forget to give a thumbs up and share the video as well. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe because you'll be seeing more of these videos in the future. For now, thank you very much and have a wonderful day from the Philippines.